In the shadows of history, veiled by the grandeur of their male counterparts, lurked a clandestine sisterhood, a faction of women entwined with the enigmatic Templar Order. Their existence, shrouded in mystery, was marked by unspeakable acts and a thirst for power that knew no bounds. Prepare to delve into a narrative that will challenge your perception of medieval sanctity, for this is the tale of the murderous maidens who danced between piety and depravity, leaving a trail of blood and secrets in their wake. In the hallowed halls of the Holy Land, where the Templar Knights fought to secure their foothold, a parallel order emerged. The Templar Sisters, a clandestine society of women, pledged their loyalty to the same sacred cause. These women, often from noble families, were drawn to the allure of power and the promise of a life beyond the constraints of traditional medieval roles. They sought not only spiritual fulfillment, but also the thrill of influence and the freedom to shape their destinies. The sisters were initiated into an ancient order where they learned the arts of combat, espionage, and the manipulation of the human mind. Their training grounds were not the open battlefields, but the secluded chambers and hidden passages of Templar strongholds. Here, they honed their skills, becoming deadly assassins and cunning manipulators, ready to serve the Order's cause. By day, these women presented themselves as devout nuns, tending to the sick, educating the young, and offering solace to the weary pilgrims. Their serene faces and gentle demeanor masked the tempestuous nature of their true calling. Under the cover of darkness, they transformed into ruthless predators, executing missions that would make even the most seasoned warriors tremble. The Templar Sisters were masters of disguise, slipping unnoticed through crowded marketplaces and royal courts alike. They could be the kindly matron offering a traveler a warm meal, or the seductive courtesan whispering secrets in a nobleman's ear. But beneath these guises lay a calculated precision, for every action was a calculated step towards their sinister objectives. When the Templar Order required the removal of a threat, it was often the sisters who answered the call. Their methods were as varied as they were brutal. One sister, known as Sister Seraphina, was renowned for her ability to concoct poisons that mimicked natural ailments, leaving no trace of foul play. Her victims would succumb to mysterious illnesses, their deaths mourned as tragic losses rather than acts of murder. Another, named Sister Isabella, favored the blade. Her swift and silent strikes in the dead of night became the stuff of legends, earning her the moniker, the Angel of Death. She would infiltrate her target's chambers, leaving behind a grisly scene that spoke of a divine wrath. The Order's enemies learned to fear the dark, for it might bring the kiss of her dagger. In the case of Sister Lucia, her beauty was her deadliest weapon. She lured her victims into a false sense of security, using her charms to draw them close before dispatching them with ruthless efficiency. Her victims, often powerful men, became mere pawns in the Order's grand scheme, their deaths serving as a warning to those who dared oppose them. The Templar Sisters, often perceived merely as assassins, engaged in clandestine practices that could shock the very church they claimed to serve. Operating within secret chambers, their rituals combined the sacred and the profane as they sought forbidden knowledge through the study of the occult. This pursuit was driven by a desire for power that transcended conventional boundaries. Whispers about the dark ceremonies of the Templar Sisters, conducted under the light of the full moon, circulated widely. These rites allegedly involved invoking ancient entities in exchange for blessings that promised enhanced strength and longevity. The sisters' devotion to their order appeared twisted. Rumors suggested that blood sacrifices and unholy unions became prerequisites for their ascension within the Templar hierarchy. Such practices were deemed heretical by traditional religious authorities. As their influence grew, so did their audacity. They orchestrated elaborate schemes to manipulate political figures and religious leaders alike. Their web of influence stretched across kingdoms, ensuring that the Templar Order's reach extended far beyond mere battlefield engagements. This manipulation often involved leveraging their knowledge of occult practices to gain an advantage over those in power. The role of women in the Templar Order was complex and multifaceted. Women, often referred to as the Daughters of Zion, played a crucial role in supporting the Knights' endeavors. They actively participated in spiritual practices that complemented the martial efforts of their male counterparts. Their involvement included performing rituals designed to empower the Knights and ensure their survival through spiritual support. The Templar Sisters represent a fascinating intersection of power, spirituality, and gender dynamics within a historical context often dominated by male narratives. Their clandestine rituals and manipulative tactics reveal complex relationships with authority and tradition. Navigating the treacherous waters of medieval politics, their actions left an indelible mark on the legacy of the Templar Order. Exploring these obscurities and unholy rites uncovers not only tales of dark magic and manipulation, but also insights into the broader social implications of women's roles in historical power structures. The legacy of the Templar Sisters serves as a reminder that history is often written by those in power, leaving behind shadows where untold stories linger, stories that continue to intrigue even centuries later. Within the ranks of the sisters, alliances and rivalries flourished. Sisterhood did not always equate to unity, and the competition for favor within the order could be as deadly as any external threat. Betrayals were not uncommon, as sisters vied for positions of authority, each seeking to prove their worth and loyalty to the Templar cause. This environment of treachery and ambition painted a complex picture of the relationships among the sisters, where trust was often a fleeting illusion. One infamous tale tells of Sister Marguerite, a master manipulator who orchestrated the downfall of her own mentor, Sister Elena. Through whispered lies and carefully planted evidence, she turned the order against its once revered elder, branding her a heretic. The ensuing trial and execution served as a grim reminder that no one was beyond the reach of the sisters' deadly politics. Marguerite's cunning strategy exemplified how personal ambition could lead to catastrophic outcomes, not just for individuals, but for the entire order. As the Templar Order's power reached its zenith, so too did the sisters' influence. However, the very nature of their clandestine activities sowed the seeds of their downfall. Rumors of their dark practices reached the ears of the Church's highest authorities, sparking an investigation that would shake the foundations of Christendom. The sisters had operated in secrecy for too long, and their hidden machinations were about to be exposed. On a fateful day, the Templar strongholds were besieged by the forces of the Inquisition, determined to purge the land of their perceived corruption. The sisters, caught in the crossfire, found themselves exposed and vulnerable. Their secret chambers were laid bare, revealing the extent of their dark arts and the true nature of their allegiance. The Inquisition's relentless pursuit brought to light not only their clandestine rituals, but also their intricate web of deceit that had ensnared many within and outside their ranks. The trials that followed were a spectacle of accusation and confession. Some sisters, broken by the weight of their sins, divulged the order's darkest secrets in hopes of mercy. Others defiantly held their silence, choosing to face the flames rather than betray their sacred oaths. This period marked a significant turning point for the Templar Sisters. It was a time when loyalty was tested against survival. The Templar Order, once a formidable force, crumbled under the weight of these revelations. The sisters, scattered and hunted, faded into the annals of history, their existence reduced to whispered legends. Yet, despite their downfall, the impact of their deeds lingered on, shaping medieval Europe in ways few could comprehend. In the aftermath, tales of the Templar Sisters became cautionary fables, warning against unchecked power and corruption lurking in even the most pious hearts. They served as reminders that ambition could lead to ruin, not only for individuals, but for entire organizations. Yet for some, they embodied a defiant spirit that challenged boundaries imposed by a male-dominated world. Were these women villains or victims of a society that offered them no other path to power? The truth lies buried beneath layers of myth and propaganda. However, one thing remains certain: the Templar Sisters left an indelible mark on history, a blood-stained legacy that continues to captivate and horrify. As we reflect on this chapter of history, we are left with haunting questions. What other secrets lie hidden in shadows, waiting to be unveiled by time? The story of the Templar Sisters serves as a stark reminder that beneath every grand narrative lies intimate tales filled with passion, betrayal, and an unyielding pursuit for power. The dynamics within sisterhood were often fraught with tension and conflict. While many sisters sought genuine connections and support from one another, others viewed these relationships through a lens of rivalry and competition. This duality created an environment where alliances could shift rapidly based on ambition or fear. Some sisters formed genuine friendships based on shared experiences and mutual respect. Others engaged in cutthroat competition for influence within the order. Instances like Marguerite's betrayal highlight how personal ambition could override loyalty. This complexity underscores how sisterhood was not merely about shared identity, but also about navigating power struggles that could lead to devastating consequences. While much focus has been placed on male figures within the Templar Order, women played significant roles that have often been overlooked or minimized in historical narratives. Although officially barred from joining as full members after 1129 AD, women still found ways to engage with or influence Templar activities. These contributions illustrate that women's experiences within these organizations were multifaceted, ranging from active participation to being relegated to secondary roles. The legacy left by the Templar Sisters is multifaceted. It serves both as a cautionary tale about power dynamics within organizations and as an exploration into how gender influences narratives throughout history. Their story reminds us that even those who appear devoted can harbor ambitions that lead them down dark paths. As we ponder this legacy today, we must consider how such narratives shape our understanding of history. Who gets remembered and who gets erased from memory? The Templar Sisters remind us that history is often written by those in power, but lived by many whose stories remain untold. In closing, we are left with an enduring question: what other hidden histories lie beneath our feet? What truths await rediscovery in our relentless quest for knowledge? The tale of betrayal among sisters serves as both an exploration into human nature and a reflection on how power can corrupt even those who seek to uphold noble ideals.